I just want to say thank you. It was truly an honor and a privilege last year to be the first recipient, along with Dr. Randy Davis, of the Standing Tall Award. It was truly an honor. But even a greater honor is to be here tonight to celebrate the life works of Hazel Maxine Martin Lias. Hazel Lias arrived in Albion in 1969, 49 years ago. And she was brought in to teach junior high school, and she was there for about 3 years. And then she moved with the 9th graders over to the high school. She was transferred to the elementary school where she taught health and physical education for about 20 years. Now, if you think about it, that's almost 45 years of teaching young people. And if you figure about 300 kids a year, we're talking about 15,000 students whose lives she has touched. That's a whole lot of children. And it reminds me of the words from Floyd Starr in the Creed, and it says, "We believe that there is no such thing as a bad child." And Dr. Harry Bonner shared with me his thoughts on when he first met Hazel Lias in the school. And apparently there was some fighting going on and children behaving as children sometimes do that's not appreciated by adults. But Hazel Lias, who had Easter egg colored athletic outfits with matching athletic shoes, had earned the respect of the children because she always saw the good in them. She always appreciated their potential. And kids respond to that, and they responded to her. So Harry Bonner shared he was always glad when she was in the school because he knew that someone was going to be there who could speak with them, who they would hear, and they would respond to, and the situation could be under control, and the children had an opportunity to learn and prosper and grow in a healthy and safe environment. And Floyd Starr also said, "We believe that every child will be good if given an opportunity in an environment of love and activity." Well, what is a health and physical education teacher but teaching about activity? But she teaches life lessons as well. If you've ever had a conversation with Hazel Lias, you know there is a message in every word that leaves her lips. And Milton Barnes shared with me that when he first met her, he was in 1969, and he was a student teacher, and he was looking for the person he was to report to, and she was in the gym, and he said, "I'm looking for Mr. Britton." And that individual was not there, but Hazel was there, and she says, "Well, what are you here for?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm here to student teach." She said, "Well, you look like you play basketball. Get on out there and start teaching." So there's always an opportunity with Hazel to learn and to grow and do things you had not expected that you would be asked to do. I'd asked her, how was it to teach for that many years? And she said, "Well, I forgot to retire." But in 2010, she did officially retire. But what I also know is she may have retired from teaching, but she never retired from being a teacher. She remains active in the schools. She remains active in not only the lives of the children that she taught, but their parents, and sometimes they're now grandparents. There's generations of people in the Albion area who owe a great deal of gratitude to Mrs. Lias. And from what I understand, if you ever called her Mrs. Lias, you do not transition because you are now 50 years old to call her Hazel. And I first met Hazel Lias when I was coming to Albion, and I was commuting every day from Detroit, so 90 miles round trip. And she just walked up to me and she said, "Baby, I know you're tired, but if you need a place to put your feet up, if you just need to rest for a couple hours or overnight, my door is always open. And she meant it. But what I also know is she opens her home to so many people. She opens her heart to everyone. No matter what your need, no matter what you may think you may need someone to talk to, she's there for you. And she's always there for you, and she doesn't ask for anything in return. She's totally unselfish in the way that she gives. So I also know that not only does she volunteer with the schools, she volunteers with the scholarship program with the Albion branch NAACP. She volunteers at the college. I don't think they have a meeting at Albion College of the Black Student Alliance without calling in Hazel Lias, and I know they call her when there's a problem so that she can help them to work it out. And one of her greatest joys, I know, is her daughter, Monica Lias. And she regrets that she couldn't be here today, but she wanted me to share her thoughts with you. She said, "Mom, thank you so much." And how proud she is of you and how amazing you are for nurturing and developing so many young minds. Mom, you have not only taught youth how to jump tall buildings, but how to fly. It is my honor to introduce Hazel Lias.
Q-tips. That's not to go on makeup, but since I don't wear makeup, I can deep breath. Actually, I had planned to wing it for 4 minutes, but as the day went on and my sister says to me, "What are you going to say?" I said, "What am I going to say? What am I going to say? I'll just talk." And that frightened her. So I decided at the last moment to try and write something. And I didn't do a good job, but anyway. I'm pleased, honored, and humbled beyond words. You can't imagine what this award means to me, because now I've joined the ranks with outstanding people like Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Davis. When I got the call from Elizabeth Carey that I had been selected or chosen or whatever for the Stand Tall Award, I panicked. And I refused it. I told her that I could not accept that because I had no idea what she had in mind or what they had in mind when they did it. So, after I collected myself, I was excited and challenged to try and evaluate myself. So I began calling my friends, and I asked them to give me one word that described me because I wanted to understand how I could possibly stand tall. Well, the fun began, and I was able to come to grips with the award and who I really am. I can't begin to tell you all the things that they said and all the words that they gave me, but out of all of them, it's about 15 or 20, and out of all of them, only 2 people had the same word, and that was my sister and Vivian, and they were as different as night and day, so that's pretty interesting. The summation of all of their compassionate comments were love. Love, the greatest commandment. Love, one of the abundant necessities of life. I enjoy people and I enjoy them unconditionally, which is one of the many reasons I've supported Starr Commonwealth mission to create a positive environment where children and families can flourish. 2 of my fondest memories of Starr Commonwealth and the good works is my chosen son, Stanley Allen, and Dr. John Sita. Again, I tell you, Starr does good work. These guys are now executives, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. Okay. A special thanks to those of you that rumbled and tumbled through my journey in the past and the future to try and qualify me. Thank you to my family, my extended family and friends for your faithful support. Those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. A direct quote from Derek Whittingbourne: "We are the sum of people we've never, and everyone that we've ever met." With that being said, I want all of my friends to stand. So I want you to look around. If I stand tall, it's because I stand on the shoulders of these people. Thank you.